Russ, we're going to start with this topic now. We're going to talk about David Johnston. He's resigned now from his role as special rapporteur. This has become quite the controversy, and I don't know, an unexpected one. It's almost shifted from what's going on with China to, well, what was David Johnston thinking? Could you unpack this for us, please, Russ?
Well, David Johnston and his spouse are known as some of the finest examples of public service in Canada. He did a wonderful job as Governor General of Canada, and I think he realized that his first mistake was accepting the position. It was potentially a pretty politically charged position to be in. And it's fairly clear that he was not prepared for that sort of political back and forth. Clearly at the committee, he was not prepared at all, despite being advised by a communications firm, Navigator, based in Toronto. And I think he just realized after his committee appearance that maybe he just needed to step down. And I think he made the right decision.
Rachel, do you have anything to add to that?
It was absolutely the right decision for him to step down because he became the story. We were talking less and less about allegations of foreign election interference and more about whether his appointment was appropriate and whether he could do the job appropriately. I guess the question is, why did it take him so long to step down? But now it looks like things are trending in the right direction. We know the opposition parties have been calling for an independent inquiry into what's really going on here. And it looks like the Liberal government is finally going to agree to that now that Johnston has stepped down. So it's unfortunate that it's taken so long. It's unfortunate that his reputation had to be so sullied in the process. I don't think he was the right person for the job because there were allegations of partisanship from the beginning. But hopefully we can put this behind us now and move forward. We know the opposition parties want that review to be completed before the next federal election. So certainly there's a lot of work to be done very quickly here.
But is this one of the cases, Rachel, where the opposition just didn't like what he had to say, therefore we have to get rid of him? Like, we're glad he's gone. Let's get somebody who we can hear, who will say what we need to have said. I guess, is he just a consequence to a game of politics?
No, I don't think so, because even before his report came out, people were already saying this isn't the right person for the job. He is known to be friends with the Trudeau Liberals, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He's known to have gone skiing with his family. So even before his report was released, which obviously the opposition did disagree with, there was already calls for him to step down, saying he wasn't the right person for the job. But I guess we'll know now whether or not the opposition parties can work together. The Liberals have asked them to agree on a judge that could look into this and be the independent judiciary here to really investigate this issue. If they're unable to find someone and unable to agree on someone, then maybe you could make the argument that this is all just partisan politics.
Russ, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, sometimes, never let the facts get in the way of a good story. And I think that's partly what's happened here. I've heard that the Johnstons really are not close to Justin Trudeau and his family at all. In fact, it might go the opposite direction. But clearly, the opposition legitimately wanted a public inquiry, and Mr. Johnston, unfortunately, was not prepared to offer it up. And so they, justifiably went after him where they thought they could go after him, and so here we are.
My goodness. Okay, let's switch gears now to the current Governor General, Mary Simon. But we'll start with you, Rachel. Maybe you could comment on this. So there was a statue of Queen Elizabeth II, which was recently defaced, and there have been concerns over the lack of commentary from the Governor General over this incident. Could you unpack that for us?
Sure. So this statue of Queen Elizabeth II was defaced shortly after it was re-erected for a second time after it had been cleaned off and put up once again. The Governor General was asked to comment on it, and she said she couldn't say whether it was right or wrong that it was defaced. And she also said that King Charles is supportive of reconciliation. I think she doesn't understand her role as the Crown's representative in Canada. Of course, she should condemn this crime against beloved Queen Elizabeth II, who even people who are not staunch monarchs love and appreciate the late Queen, because she did her job with such diligence and such sacrifice. We really don't see that nowadays, even in today's representative of the Crown. King Charles is under much more criticism than Queen Elizabeth was. And she's supposed to be representing the Crown in Canada, and she can't condemn this defacing. of the Queen Elizabeth II statue. So it is really unfortunate. And I think it really raises the question is if she understands what her role is as Governor General.
Okay, I want to, we were right up against a commercial break. We're going to give you a chance to respond, Russ, in just a few moments. We'll be right back.